tonight I want to talk about some things. One thing I want to talk about is kind of um, related to what I just discussed with you a moment ago. This idea of what is Americanism? What is America? They said that if you worship with emotion and excitement, it was deemed as evil because that worship was solemn, quiet, and with no emotion. Yeah, I've heard that too. The and what's amazing is that the as you look at majority of the African cultures, right? Um, they all have always, no matter how far you go back. I'm working on this new book, and I'm looking. No matter how far you go back or where you go, you see this rhythmic, um, this desire to worship in a way that is exciting and showing love and commitment to God, and with dance, with music, with it's a celebration kind of thing. And it's funny because when you look at um, that the way that that was done, and you look at European history, you see that there is a definite difference there, and how they solemnly and they say things and they give so much reverence to it, and it has to be quiet and has to be. And so it's an amazing thing to look at and to see that as rambunctious, and oh, they're doing more than what they should do. So yeah, that is definitely something um, that we should consider as we look at. I want to talk to you all tonight about Latinx. Latinx. If you don't know what a Latinx person is, because it is it's kind of a newer term, not really, but I guess right now um, it's a newer term in how we use it. But it is basically um, kind of a neutral term, kind of a term that basically shows that there is a connection with Latin America that is multi-tiered. It is not just Spanish. It is not just what you would consider to be a Latino or Latina. Um, there is a lot of African, yeah, say it again, a lot of African in the Latin people of South America. And it should not um, be something that is lost to us, because the slave trade showed us that more blacks went to South America than they came to North America. So when you look at the people who we call immigrants, useless, and all these things that we're saying about people, we seem to forget that these are our connective ancestors too, or they have ancestors too that are just like ours, right? That they have the same African background that we have, even though it has in many places been denied to them. It has been suggested to them that that is not true. And you can go down in Latin America, and or in South America, and you can see people who are just as dark as some black folks that are up here. But why do we make it that and say to them that they don't have stake in the game with us? Why is that? Why do we feel that we can deny them or say that they're just criminals, right? They're just criminals. They share the same, in many ways, lockup procedures. They have been demonized, and they've been the recipients of racism in many of the same ways that we have. When the war on crime came in the 60s, late 60s, they also were under the gun.